What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Masters Betting Show, a short-sided golf show, special edition, presented by PGA Tour Jersey. Shilzy and I both have our jerseys on. I got Tiger, he's got JT. Both, I think both top five in it. Maybe Tiger bottom five in it. Who knows? But let's roll. Tell you about who we like this week, some of the bets, let's get into it. All right, Shilzy, who you like this week? We got the Masters coming up. Biggest week in golf. I know you got some thoughts. What are you thinking?
Yeah, so it's exciting. I mean, I think if we look back to 6 months ago when the Masters was canceled and we're halfway through round one of the Players and COVID came through and ruined everything, I'd be shocked to sit here and say, hey, the Masters is going to be 2 days from now. But yeah, so it's going to be a little different. I don't think it's going to be drastically different. Obviously, Augusta is very different in April than it is in November. But I think from what I've seen on live from and everything, the course is going to play fairly the same for the most part. It may look a little different just because the leaves are different, but I think it's going to play fairly the same. I think it's going to be a little longer, if anything. We'll get into a little bit, but there looks to be some storms rolling through on Thursday and Friday. So I would preface what we say with this. So like, if you watch golf every week and you bet golf every week, you're probably an insane person like me. And play the major markets, kind of like the stock market, like they're up all year round, right? As soon as whoever wins the Masters on Sunday night, 2021 odds are up, right? And it's a good opportunity for someone who wants to kind of invest in this stuff to take a look at those things and figure out and make like long-term predictions. So like, I have a Bryson 40-1 ticket, right? I made that in February.
So good.
I had no clue that Bryson was going to add 60 pounds and, have ball speed 201 miles an hour. And then COVID would give him this like 4 months to just do that stuff. But 40-1 seemed like a pretty good number. And now it's looking like a great number because he's 8-1. So like, I would never sit here in good faith and say, hey, you should bet Bryson like every other honky that's on the television. He very well might win by 8 shots. I don't know. But a lot of weird stuff happens at Augusta, especially for a guy like Bryson who hasn't had the best track record there. He's done okay. Like he's not missed a cut, but
and it's tough because it's hard to judge like with all your historical data and stuff. Bryson's the one guy where I feel like he's so different this year because he's just approaching the game differently. He's approaching the course differently. I guess one thing they said could be interesting that he doesn't have his yardage or green book. They're not allowing those this year. I guess he apparently depends on that big time. I could see that being an issue where he is butthurt about it. But yeah, he's interesting, but no value.
One thing I would say on that point, though, is like when you've watched Bryson win, he won in Detroit this year and he won at Wingfoot, obviously. Yeah, he hit the shit out of the ball, but his putting is phenomenal.
Right.
So like, whether that's attributed to a green book, like you still have to hit the putts, right?
Right.
And he does kind of fall into like the category of like he's had enough Masters reps. He's obviously is an analytical dude. So like I wouldn't put it past him that like over the last 3 days, 4 days, maybe a month or so ago, like he's made an undercover trip there and gotten some play. Like I guarantee you that whatever book that he's walking around the course with, he's got a million zillion different break line notes and fault lines and all this other shit to give him normal information that he normally has. Yes,
and I did see he played with Tiger and Freddie. I think it was either yesterday. I think it was yesterday. He played a practice round with Tiger and Freddie. So probably can't get two better guys to go around Augusta and take you around Augusta. So, but yeah, 8-1 is just so no value. I mean, I think I always say it that golf betting in general, there's just zero value. Like even getting a guy like Xander 15-1, it's like, dude, 15-1 for Xander, like that should be like 20 something to 1, just because he's a good player. But I mean, 15-1 on a guy is just not a lot of value. So golf betting is already favoring him.
I would say this, like here's the guys that are under 20. And if you've watched some of the past shows that we've done, I very rarely creep under 20. But Bryson, 7.5, DJ, 8.5, Rahm, 11, Rory, 13, JT, 13, Xander, 16, Brooks, 17.
Right.
If there's two guys that I'm even remotely considering from in there, it's JT and Rory.
Right.
JT,
Yeah, Rory had, what was JT at again? He was 13,
JT and
12?
Rory are 13. They're exactly
13.
the same. During JT's press conference today, they threw up a stat that in the field, JT has like the highest greens in regulation percentage at the Masters over anyone in the field of like 76%.
Wow.
So, I mean, look, he hits it left, he hits it right to left. I know there's like this whole theory of Augusta that you need to do that. I don't
Right.
whether you believe it or not. I don't, but
Yeah. Now, I mean, maybe that was like the 90s, but like now it's like guys just hit it over trees and guys just bomb it. Right. So it's like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, there are definitely holes where you have to have that shot.
Right.
And it makes sense. Like you have guys like Phil and Bubba, two guys who curve it left to, or right to left as lefties. And then you have dudes like Patrick Reed who can't hit a fade with his life dependent on it. He wins. So, I mean, it does pay out. He does the helicopter. But so it does make sense. But I do agree with you. It's probably more like an 80s or 90s thing when guys had baladas and were like spinning it off the planet.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you can't hit a fade. But now, I mean, I don't think that takes DJ out of it. For him,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think if we're looking forward to like forecast of what this week is going to be, it's going to be a little wet. Augusta's going to play a little longer than normal. I want just the best iron players, and when I think back to big tournaments where rain was involved and guys can just like pin hunt and throw darts, next to Tiger, this is going to be a bold proclamation, but next to Tiger, I would say JT is the best iron player ever.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
like he's unreal. There's a lot of similarities in what they do. That's why they're like such good buddies.
Right.
And Rory, for all intents and purposes, like peak Rory is better than peak anyone other than maybe DJ. Like,
yes, agreed.
Current,
yeah, when he turns it on, he wins by 12.
I think it was Kyle Porter tweeted the other day at the end of the Houston Open. He was like, I would love that if everyone in golf just couldn't pick up a club for 5 years and then they played a tournament. And if that tournament happened, DJ would win by 20 strokes because he's just like, he's so naturally gifted and such a good athlete and all these other things.
Right.
But JT and Rory would be the only two guys under 20 that I would like
even touch
think about.
Yeah, I mean, because you're heavily your theory is always like don't touch those guys because it's just not worth it. That value is just not there.
There's too much variability, and even like for guys like that, I'm not saying they can't win, but if you like a guy in that range, wait till Friday night.
Right.
Wait till Jordan Spieth is at 7 under. We know he's going to double his way through the weekend, and Rahm, who's sitting 10-1 or 11-1 right now, is 4 shots back and he's 25-1.
Right.
Like look at Rahm at BMW when he beat DJ. He was like 12 shots off the lead and it clicked.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you like those guys low, just sit and wait and watch your book and watch the Masters, obviously.
Right.
And
always think too, Masters, it'll be interesting. I think a really good live bet could be back 9 of the Masters because we always say this. They set it up and I love it, but they set it up for excitement. So they set those holes up so guys go low. Guys eagle or birdie 13, then they eagle or birdie 15, or whatever. So it's like what is it called? Just like
they manufacture excitement.
Manufactured excitement. Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And so it's like I think a good bet would be like when that guy makes a run and they're on 16, it's like, ooh, he took the lead. It's like, all right, now I'm going to hammer this dude who's on 9 and hasn't gone through that. I think that would be a good because that always happens every year.
That's exactly what happened with Cantlay last year. Cantlay eagled 15, took the lead by a shot, and that happened before the Tiger Molinari female Brooks group got to 12, and then everyone went in the water, and then it all flipped.
Oh yeah, shit.
That's exactly when it happened.
Yeah.
So the one thing though about like if you look back to some of the past Masters champions, I mean, obviously Tiger last year, he was at like 25-ish. Reed was 35. Who won before Reed?
Sergio.
And then before that was our saving grace and hero to the world, Danny Willett.
To everyone besides you, the worst Masters champion of all time.
Oh man, he's the best. Look at where, if this was like those years, Tiger was 20-25. Reed was 30-35. Sergio was 30-35. And then Willett 150. But like the sweet spot in the Masters is like 20 to 50. Like starting out. If a guy like that's going to win, it's 20 to 50. So like if we dip into this range off.
You said Xander was under 20, right? He was a 16 guy or something like that?
Xander's 16. I am full fade on Xander this week. Take that for a grain of salt because every time I'm on Xander, he loses in the most painful way possible. Every time I say, nope, I'm not doing Xander this week, he's 3 shots back at the turn and, you know, he makes 2 eagles and a birdie and I'm sitting here broke. But,
right.
I mean, if I'm looking at like 20 to 40, Cantlay is probably going to be the most popular pick in the world this week. He always plays well in the fall. Like all his wins in the PGA Tour are in the fall. And he just won 2 weeks ago in a big boy event at, was it the Zozo? Right, at Sherwood, the Zozo.
Yeah.
I love Hideki. I can't get my eyes off Hideki, man. He had a great Sunday in Phoenix.
Everyone thinks he's going to win. He's got to win one.
He's got to win one. His Masters track record is absolutely awesome, and first Asian-born player to win the Masters.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
that would be pretty cool. He's just always there. He always is there.
It'd be a good 2020. Like I feel like 2020 has been so chaotic. It's like Masters needs like something like that, like the first Asian-born, like something weird, something different to happen. Not weird to happen, but like something to market as like the 2020 Masters where this happened.
Put it this way, Hideki's played every Masters since 2011, and he's missed the cut twice. And those 2 times were in his second and third attempt.
Wow.
He's got 32nd, 19th, 11th, 7th, 5th, missed cut, 54th, 27th. He's good there.
Yeah, he's good.
Like he fits the build. You know what I mean? And then the only other guy would be Bubba. I love Bubba this week. Bubba's had a great fall, and he's just.
Aren't they saying Bubba's like he's like seeing a therapist where he's like trying to? Yeah, he's like seeing a shrink. I think that takes the edge off Bubba. Like I think you need that. He's been like known as kind of a dick. Maybe that kind of mellows him out, and it's like maybe you need that a little bit. I don't know. It could go either way. Maybe that helps you in golf, but I don't know. Could it go the other way where Bubba? But he hasn't been playing great, even when he was a dick of late. So I don't know. Maybe that'll help him. But
what do you mean? He's not playing well. His last 2 starts on the tour is 4th and 7th.
I feel like not like super recent, but like the last few years, he hasn't made many waves.
Yeah. Well, he decided to hit Volvics.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. He's back. Does he plays Pro Beach, right?
Yeah. X. He's an X guy.
Interesting that I believe TaylorMade this week is going no numbers. They just put the peach. There's a peach where the number is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So apparently no. It may be. Don't quote me on it. It may only be like Rory or something, or it might be all of the guys playing that. But I was thinking, I wonder if they're doing the whatever they call the like the little design on the balls. I wonder if those will all be peaches. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool.
Like the soccer ball kind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They said instead of the numbers, and apparently Tiger doesn't play a number on his ball. All his balls were just Nike, no number, just Tiger.
I didn't know that.
Fun fact.
I wish you put Frank on the ball.
Frank is the best logo in sport. That one Frank, like where he has it on the hat, is like the best logo in sports.
Yes, he wore it during his press conference today. He had a polo on with the Frank logo, and I texted you. I was like, so nice. I can't wait for Tiger to design a course, and it's like the links at Frank's house or Frank's.
Yeah, he's got to have that. Where
that'd be
the
so
T
sick.
Markers are Frank.
Yeah. So I think just some kind of cool Masters notes from the last 10 years. So 9 out of the 10 past Masters champions in the last 10 years have been under the age of 40. All 10 of the last 10 years have been in the top 30 of the official world golf ranking. 7 out of the 10 have played in at least 3 Masters. 7 out of the 10 have posted at least one top 20 in their Masters career. All 10 have had at least a top 10 in that season, earlier in the season. And then the world number 1 has not won the Masters in the last 10 years.
He's never in the last 10 years. Okay.
Being DJ this year.
And DJ has been really good in the Masters. I think he's been almost like top 10s across the board. And then the one year when that was, everyone was like, he's going to win this year, was the year he fell down the steps.
Yep. So
that was when
he won it, but no one saw. Let's see. DJ Masters. This is stupid. DJ's past Masters: 2nd, 10th, 4th, 6th, miscut, 13, 38, 38, 30, 54. That's
And
crazy.
that's the most recent starting, most recent, and going back,
Yeah.
or
So yeah, most 2019, 2nd, 10, 4, 6, miscut.
okay.
His last 5 years.
Well, you want to get into your short list, your
Yeah.
secret sheet.
The secret sheet that's no longer secret.
Let's see. Share the old screen.
All right. So what we did here.
Clicked on something.
What the hell?
All right, go ahead.
So what we did here was, so this year there's about 90 people in the field. And so first thing, the Masters actually changed the rules this year. It used to be top 70 in ties, or top 65 in ties, plus everyone that's 10 shots, within 10 shots of the lead.
Right.
I would assume because of daylight, maybe from like social distancing standpoint, they got rid of that this year. So it's top 50 make the cut. So Masters is usually the best week to put together like make the cut parlays, because it's the easiest field to do. More guys make the cut than an average event, like percentage wise. Like a typical PGA Tour event, it's top 65 in ties, and there's 140 guys in the field.
Right.
So basically, I went through everyone, put them in a sheet, and I got rid of everyone that doesn't fit the build. So I took care of all the old guys first. So Couples, Olazabal, Mike Weir, all those dudes, they're out.
Yeah.
Then got rid of all the amateurs.
Sandy Lyle. Did you keep Lyle in?
No, Lyle's out. Scroll to the bottom, he's not there. Then got rid of all the amateurs. Hope they play well. That'd be great, but they're not winning this thing. And then I went through and took out all the dudes that was their first Masters. So usually, like going back to our conversation about, it's usually a place where you need a couple reps to get through and make happen and kind of figure out what's going on. I just don't want to wager or put in a DraftKings lineup or whatever anyone it's their first round. And then last thing is course history. Just went back through and kind of looked at who struggles at the Masters, whether it's course history, total strokes gained, whatever it was, and pretty much whittled it down to this list of 36 people. So if the winner is not within this 36 people, we're ending the show. Yeah, we failed the people. We failed the 9 people that are going to watch this. So in that strokes gained since the restart, I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I love a long shot more than anyone else, but just looking at how good the top of the PGA Tour is right now, like, do you think that anyone but those 10 guys have a shot at winning?
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't see it. Like, it has to come unless somebody just has a week from the gods. These guys are just all too good where you just can't see one of them, just showing up and putting a good 4 rounds together and winning this thing. So yeah, I agree with that.
Like, even I don't care what weather comes through or anything. It's like, even if everyone plays terrible, the top 10 to 15 guys are going to, their terrible is better than anyone else's ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are just super elite. So like, when I look through it, like, just like I said before, JT just sticks out to me. Like, he is too good a golfer and too elite of a player in the sport to have just a PGA championship.
Right.
Like,
yeah, that's a weird one. He's almost like the DJ where, like, you look back at DJ's career and you're like, he's only got like he just
one.
like won. Because what did he have for a while? It was just the what major did he have? That was just
US
like
Open, Oakmont.
Yeah, U.S. Open at Oakmont. It's like that's all he's won. And it's like, wow, he deserves. And that's kind of JT's getting into that where it's like, man, he should be winning a lot more. And it's like it's only a matter of time before he does.
Right. And honestly, that's what scares the shit out of me about DJ. It's like, maybe this is the one.
Yeah, he is playing well. I mean,
he's playing so well. And he's a guy that like rides on form, and once you get the freight train going, it's not going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Bryson at the top, that's no surprise. Rahm's got as good a chance as anyone. Like I said, I'm off Xander. I don't think, even though Brooks played well last week, I still don't think he's totally healthy. If I'm looking at this, like, Bubba and Hideki are the guy that, like, the 2 guys that, like, no one would talk about. because they're not in that like next tier. They may even be like 2 tiers down at like where they're playing right now. I would say like the next tier is like Xander, Cantlay, Reed, Finau, and then it's like Bubba, Hideki, Day. If you're looking at it like if you like actually,
and I like 3 of those guys. I like Day too. I think Day could have a good week as well.
Well, he could have a good Thursday and then withdraw.
Yeah, sure. A little backache. Have the Tiger at wherever that was. I think that was on the Florida swing or whatever. Just Doral maybe down on all fours, just broken down. So is this is ranked by DraftKings salary, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Ranked by DraftKings salary. The strokes gain one was just numbers I found that I put in there.
And to mention, these are strokes gain numbers at Augusta, not just like in general.
No, this is since the restart.
Oh, since the restart. Okay, gotcha.
So all of these numbers here since the restart, Augusta doesn't have shot tracker, so the only thing you can get from Augusta is strokes gain total.
Okay.
And that's where like a lot of the bottom of the list I took out. So like Hatton, Shane Lowry, Benny Ann, Kevin Na, like a couple of those guys are in here. They have like the track record and fit the mold, but like their strokes gains at Augusta are just terrible. So you're out.
Interesting.
And then you take like a guy like Justin Harding, like put as much stock in it as you want. Like he last year was his first year. He came 12th. He had a great week. Do I think Justin Harding's going to come 12th or better this year? Absolutely not. Could he?
Right.
For sure. But like when you look across the stat line of what he's been doing, like it's nothing good. His short game's all right, and his off the tee's all right, and his putting's all right. Other than that, garbage.
That's the weird thing about Augusta is like you get back to that course and some guys just have an eye for it. So they could be playing like trash and get back there and be like, yep, I'm right at home. Here we go. Yep. And put a top 15 up there easy. So yeah, Augusta's just like you said, it's a good one for the make cut, miss cut bet. Cause it's like guys just have, for whatever reason, just love that place and they play it a ton and they play it well. And it's in their horses there. You ride them.
So what do you think about Spieth?
So Spieth, I feel like I think we talked about he's the like most popular bet this week because everyone thinks they have an inside route on him. It's like, hey, everyone's forgetting about him, but it's like the fact that everyone thinks everyone's forgetting about him, everyone's not forgetting about him. So everyone's putting their money on him. 70-1 on some books now. I saw he was 60-1 in some, and now he's going even further up. I mean, look, he'll like a lot of tournaments. I do think he might make a little run in terms of maybe Thursday or Friday. Like he's gonna do something that Tiger usually does, where it's like, oh, let's go to 13. Like Jordan Spieth is 2 back, and you're like, oh my God, why didn't I put money on this guy? But down the stretch, I don't know. On those greens and all that kind of stuff and all the pressure. I mean, if there's one guy who plays Augusta better than anyone, it's Spieth. So you have to like him a little bit based on that. But I don't know. He's got to show me that he can close a little bit before he wins a major. So I don't see it happening, but he will make a run on Thursday or Friday where people go like raise their eyebrows and go like, oh, there he is. Here he comes. And then he's going to fall off.
All right. I just put in Spieth first round leader, 45-1 live on air.
I like it.
Like, go shoot 66 on Thursday, Jordan. Please do it. And then shoot
you live
82 on Friday.
Yeah, and then you live bet Bryson at 12-1 after he's 6 back.
Exactly. 100%. Who's your favorite old guy in the field?
Favorite old guy. I mean, I have to go with Freddie. I feel like that's the one guy who plays that course as an old guy better than anyone. I mean, people thought he was going to win it like years ago when it's like, oh man, like here's Freddie, like can he do it? And he always kind of falls off. So I think he's probably my favorite old guy. Does Phil count as an old guy?
Phil does count as an old guy.
He's technically over 50. Apparently, he has a 48-inch driver that he's put into play. Is not to be outdone by Bryson. You got to kind of like Phil. If there's one guy other than Tiger that can pull off like a Jack-esque Masters win where it's just like out of nowhere, old dude, and he just like puts some weird-ass clubs in his bag and somehow wins the thing, it's Phil. Like, he's the guy to do it.
He shot 9 over last week. through 2 rounds, and the only reason he shot 9 over was because he holed out from the fairway for eagle on 18 on Friday.
Classic Phil. Yeah, I mean, if there's one guy over 50, I mean, if he's going to count as an old guy, it's got to be he obviously likes Augusta, either him or Freddie.
Are you taking Tiger over Phil? Or Phil over Tiger? I mean,
no way.
Oh, okay. I was going to bet you on that.
I mean, I'll throw a little bet down on it.
I'll take Tiger. You take Phil?
Yeah, $10.
$10
20.
done. 20.
Right.
Fine.
All right, I'll go 20.
50. $100.
10.
Rent next month.
Yeah, right. I'm not betting on that, idiot. Only if he's wearing the Mizzen & Main dress shirt.
The long sleeve,
all
yeah.
in on Phil.
What about Rory?
I like Rory a lot. I think that it's weird because he's kind of flying under the radar right now. Everyone's talking about DJ and obviously Bryson and Rahm and all these guys. And this is the one week I feel like with Rory where it's like no one's really talking about him. It's just kind of like, yeah, he's good. He might do it. Is this the week that is that how when he strives, when he's not in the spotlight and he does it? I don't know. I like him this week though. I like him any week at Augusta. He's going to do it one time. So
he's gotta. Like what a perfect way to cap off the 2020 mega golf season. With like a Rory Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Just a couple other names like Lee Westwood. I think Lee Westwood's been playing awesome on the Euro Tour all year. I think that like he could be a sneaky guy to like if an old guy's going to win, and that's kind of been the theme of the fall this year. Like Sergio won, Stuart Sink won, Brian Gay won. Like all these old dudes are winning. Weirdly, like why can't Westwood be the old dude to win the Masters? Like he deserves it. Like I'd be so happy for Lee. I'd be so happy for him.
He was. I forget. He finished second one year. I forget who it was to. I believe he was second one year. But yeah, he deserves it. I mean, if there's one guy where it's like he was the quintessential best. Like he started the conversations of like best without a major. Everyone's like, this guy's got to get one. And then he just kind of faded. But now he's kind of. I do agree. If there's one guy I can draw parallels to, it's kind of him and Darren Clark, where like he's kind of got that old guy swag now. He was always kind of like goofy and lumbery and ugly. And now it's like, he's got some swag. He's got a beard. Like, okay, like I could see Lee turn, just like Darren Clark did and somehow won an Open when he was older. It's like maybe, maybe this guy does it. Maybe he just doesn't really care anymore. He's rich as hell. He's just out there, with house money at this point and wins a major. He could do it for sure. I would love to see Westwood do it.
So Lee has come second twice in the Masters. So 2010. Wow, this leaderboard's awesome. 2010, Phil won. Lee was second. Number 3 or third, Anthony Kim.
Wow, that is crazy.
And I think
2010 was the year Phil hit that crazy shot on 13, right?
Yeah,
that was 2010. So I bet I would like to go back and watch it, but I bet Westwood was like he's going to win, and then Phil hit that shot and just like cemented it and got in the lead. But so Westwood was probably favored to win at some point down the stretch on Sunday.
Yep. Anthony Kim was 3, Tiger 4, KJ Choi was tied 4 as well. Your boy Freddie Couples was 6th, Nick Watney, Y.E. Yang, Hunter Mahan, Ricky Barnes.
Wow.
And then the other time that Lee was came second was Danny Willett year, the best year.
He who shall not be named. All right, so I like Westwood. I can roll with that.
I would love to see Lee Westwood win. That'd be so
what is he at? Do you have the odds or around what he could be?
He's at 100 right now.
100 to 1.
100 to 1. So even if he doesn't win, like $10 is he's 12 to 1 for a top 5. Yeah. So even if you throw a top 5 on him, because I mean he's Lee Westwood.
Right. Yeah. He'll finish second. He'll find a way. But some of the names I see on this list, some guys I like I like Kiz. I think Kiz can be a sneaky bet. I mean, it is a home game for him, and I usually fade home games just because it's always a sexy pick. But they have family, they have all that kind of stuff they have to deal with. So
Kiz is
a little hesitant on that, but I like Kiz.
Kiz is a good first round leader.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's going to be playing a little longer, maybe it's with some of the rain, maybe he's not the best, but
drains a couple long putts, and let's see, Kiz first round leader.
I like
Kiz 80 to 1 first round leader.
Oh baby, I like Fitz. I could see Fitz doing it. Um,
What Justin Rose? Justin Rose 80-1 right now.
yeah, that's a pick where it's like if he wins a major because he's getting up there in age and all that. If there's one major he's going to win, it's going to be probably Augusta or maybe an Open. It has
But
a
like
chance at, but
with Rose, it's like when you look at, like we talk about Masters pedigree, take this year out of it. I can't remember within the last 5 years where Justin Rose wasn't under 30-1.
right. Oh yeah,
I mean, other than Spieth getting unconscious, like he probably should have won that year. Sergio beat him; he should have won that year. The year after that, he was like in the teens, and now he's 70-1. That's a big ass number, man.
That is. I mean, he plays that place well. Everyone thought during that stretch when he came, it was just like, all right, Rose is next up. He got heartbroken with Spieth, or I guess not heartbroken, but Spieth just ran through the field that year. Then Sergio was like divine intervention with that. It's just like the golf gods were like, Sergio, you got this one. But like,
right.
You just felt that it was Sergio's year. And everyone was like, all right, he's the next one to get one. And he just never did. And then, he went to Hanma, went to Bonobos, all that kind of stuff, and just kind of faded from the spotlight. But it's like, I don't know. He's got as good a chance as anyone else. Like, he plays that place well. Thoughts on Finau? What do you think about him?
He's the human ATM, man. Top 5 of them.
Top 5, Finau.
Top 5,
yeah.
Finau. Like, lock it in. Easiest money you'll ever make.
Yeah.
Tony's going to win a big boy event. One of these days, like his second win is going to be a big boy event, and it's all going to come together.
Is it the Masters?
Yeah. Hey, like everyone said that, the reason that, Morikawa that helped him win at Harding Park was like, yeah, it's a home game, but there's no fans, right?
Right.
Maybe it's like Finau, like he plays well at the Masters, but like, the roars and the fans get to him. Maybe this is the time. There's no fans.
Yeah. I do agree. We didn't really talk about no fans and how that will affect it, but I think that's a reason I would fade Tiger this week. I think the fans, everyone at Augusta loves Tiger so much that I feel they just boost him up, and he just feels like he's walking on water. Right. When you hear those roars, and I feel like it also scares players because Tiger's on 15 and they're on 12, and you hear those crazy roars, those Tiger roars, and everyone's like, oh, here he comes. And it kind of scares people, where I think if there's one guy who really does not benefit from having no fans, it's Tiger. I think a lot of other guys benefit from having no fans.
I think that's one of my biggest reasons I love Rory this week is no fans. Yeah. I think his entire career, he's kind of psyched himself up and, put so much pressure on himself, and people have put so much pressure on himself. Just think of him at the Open at Royal Portrush. Like he went OB on his first tee shot. Like it's just so much pressure. Everyone from his life is there. And now it's like, yeah, I got a kid, man. I'm hitting the ball well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely going to benefit from
gonna pitter patter around and make a couple birdies, and hopefully I'm there, and we'll see what happens. And before you know it, he's got a jacket.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
I think that could definitely be something that plays to his advantage. I just think for overall, it's going to be kind of creepy.
Yeah, it will be. This is going to be the one where it really stands out. Like, I don't know, where it's just going to look weird to see, like. And especially because Augusta's that course that doesn't have much natural lining of holes, where it's kind of like, 9 green is kind of right in the middle of everything, and like that 1 tee, and it's all fairway, and there's not really any tree lined holes really.
The only reason it looks
the
only reason it looks contained on television for the last 60 years is because like people make the boundaries.
Right, exactly. And that's why I think like Amen Corner will look the same. Like obviously 12. I mean, 12 is going to look weird with no fans behind them. Like, yeah, that's the weird, like how big those crowds are. It's like, I think 9 and 18 are going to be like, people aren't going to recognize those holes because it's just like going to look like, it's like, what? Where's the green? It's just fairway. Like that's going to look weird. Like 1's going to look kind of weird off the tee with no one standing behind, like to the left of the player. So it is going to be a weird look, because I think that's one of the courses where you would play, and without fans, you would play and be like, wow, this does not look like what I thought it would look like. Like,
And I think 15 and 16 will look weird too.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
like that approach into 15 green, you just have that wall of people that goes behind the back. And then on 16, you have the entire hole is people to the left.
Right, exactly. Yeah, 16 is going to be that big grass hill or whatever everyone sits on is going to be just grass. That's going to be weird. This is going to be creepy. Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be an eerie feeling. This is going to be the one tournament where it's like, this doesn't look right. And I don't know. Augusta doesn't. I don't know if they're going to do any like boundaries or like put like not grandstands up, but put signage behind greens like tour events do. They don't really do that. So
I don't think they will.
That's why I think it's going to look so weird, because tour events with all that signage and all the camera towers and all that stuff, it didn't look too different. But I think Augusta is going to be a little different, just because they're not going to have all that crap built up.
Last two guys I'll ask you about. I'll save the best for last. A. Scott.
Love A. Scott.
Yeah,
I think he's almost like Finau, where it's maybe not top 5, but top 10. Count your money.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be there.
And then Ricky.
Ooh, I don't hate the Ricky bet. He's another one where like maybe fans affect him a little bit, like, and maybe they actually affect him in a good way, because he kind of seems to be a guy who feeds off that kind of stuff, and loves the attention. But maybe he's a guy where it kind of gets to him, and he kind of gets caught up in like the fandom and having people around. And I don't know. Maybe he's just. I don't know, but he is kind of like the poor man Sergio, or not even the poor man Sergio, but he's kind of like Sergio, where it's like, when's he going to get one? And the Masters, Sergio got his. Maybe it's Fowler's time. Maybe he closes one out. I don't know. I'd love to see it.
I want to make like an all shy guy DraftKings team and make like Rory, Ricky, Finau, Westwood, and I need 2 other morons who can't take the pressure. Maybe Louis.
Louis, yep.
And she like a guy like Poulter. I think Poulter, not good. No fans.
Right.
Who'd be the last guy on that team? The all shy guy team. Paul Casey.
Yeah, I think PC.
Give me all the choke artists. Like that's what I want. Give me all the choke artists.
I mean, does Spieth now get thrown into that list?
Nah, that's mental issues.
The ultimate choke?
No. The only reason I say no is because like Spieth's been there. He's won multiple things.
He's closed it out.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a PGA championship away from a Grand Slam. Like he's got pedigree, right? He doesn't really have anything to overcome. Like Rory's got a Masters to overcome. Like Spieth is 8 years younger than Rory. So give me I may make a DraftKings team right now, like the all head case.
The shy guy team.
Yeah, the shy guy team. Hashtag shy guy. Rory, Finau, Ricky, Casey. Who was the other guys? Rory, Finau, Ricky, Casey, Westwood,
Louis. Yeah.
That's brilliant. That may just win the Millionaire Maker. Like we just won $1 million.
Yeah.
We just won $1 million. All
right, then we can talk about the weather a little bit. So going to and we'll throw this in the description too, if you don't mind sharing it. We'll put a little link to it in the description so people can get some good info.
Yeah.
And then so wind pulling up this, looking like we were talking about, looking like it's going to be a PM AM draw is going to be benefiting it, just because it looks like the AM is going to be a little rough on Thursday, and the PM is going to be rough on Thursday too, but it's kind of all around. And then on Friday, it looks like the morning is going to be a little calmer, and then the wind's going to pick up in the afternoon. So it could be a Bryson and Tiger, both guys who fall on the wrong side of that draw too.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the draw plays out, depending on just how much rain they get. Like from what I've been reading, like they're going to get a full inch. So what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to stop play? And then if they stop play, then all your draw stacks or how you bet, if you want to look into this stuff, kind of goes out the window if they're going to delay stuff. So,
and I don't think the difference in wind and stuff like that is big enough to where it's not like an open draw where it's like the wind's going to pick up to 30 in the afternoon. It's not completely crazy for someone with a PM AM or AM PM draw to win it. So I don't know if that affects too much, but it is something to consider. Where if you're going to put money on a guy where your comments, if he has the PM AM, you think, yeah, I think I'm going to roll with this guy.
Yeah, I think it could play a factor. This is something that like I wouldn't take any stock in until tomorrow night when it actually is as accurate as kind of possible. I think the one thing to take from it is just look at the temperature. Everyone was worried that it's going to be cold. Tiger tees off at 7 o'clock in the morning. Actually, Saturday and Sunday make it a little colder, but in the afternoon,
make it a little chilly.
Coming down the stretch. Anyone who's in contention is going to get good weather, but like Tiger's teeing off tomorrow or Thursday morning, it's 73 degrees or 72 degrees. So
right, that's not.
I don't think that's
not going to tighten up the old back. Very interesting.
All right, I've added Justin Rose to the all shy guy team to back.
I was thinking about him as well. He was one guy I was thinking about for that team.
The salary works perfectly on DraftKings. Casey, Casey, Finau, Fowler, Rory, Rose, Westwood. Exactly $50,000.
That is on. I'm definitely throwing money on that because that's just like talk about divine intervention. That is
the all shy guy team. That's it.
Yeah, I'm rolling with that for sure.
Damn,
the all shy guy team, millionaire maker. That'd be wild if that actually plays out.
I'm putting in the millionaire maker right now, as we speak. You want to see how to make $1 million the easiest way possible, or lose $20 the quickest way possible?
That would be sick. On air, put in the DraftKings bet.
Yep.
Win $1 million. Done.
If there's a way to get followers, that's how you do it.
Yeah, we won $1 million.
We won $1 million live because we talked through some stupid ass sheet I put together.
All right. Any final thoughts you can think of?
I just hope it's a great week and JT wins, man. It's going to be a guy at the top. As fun as making the shy guy team was, it's going to be a top guy, and JT and Rory have just something different about them this year. It's kind of like if it's going to happen, it's going to be this year. It's a little different. Both of those guys, when you look through their track record, they're usually pretty awesome in the fall. So
yeah, maybe that little switch up is just what Rory needed. I think I might throw a few shots on them as well.
Yeah, I think that could be it. So,
all right, you heard it here. All shy guy team, $1 million. If you win, we get a cut. If you lose, that's what you get.
If I lose, you already owe me 10 from the Phil bet, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
You paid for half the entry.
You never know. Phil could be on that all shy guy team. Could be on my DraftKings team.
No, he's won too much to be on the
he's not there. He's like the opposite of a shy guy. He's like all or nothing. Like,
if this was a US Open, maybe, but
all right. Well, I like our picks.
See ya.